Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Jonathan, and today we'll be looking at the Anbernic RG351P. It's a retro emulation device designed specifically for older titles. The RG351 came out a while ago now, and the retro emulation space has gotten a lot more saturated since then. The one thing that makes this stand out is its price point. This is priced really friendly at right around $100. So where does it fit into this whole space, and is it still worth picking one up today? This device is jam-packed with features too. Considering its price point, it's really good internally. It has 1GB of DDR3 RAM, a dedicated GPU, a dedicated CPU, 64GB of flash storage, and that's expandable all the way up to 256GB. This is a really heavy hitter. It even comes with rumble and dual USB-C ports. It also has an analog volume wheel, something that you don't really see on modern day devices. Usually it's those clicky click buttons. This has an actual wheel so you can get the right amount of volume, just like you could on older devices. Helping this device stand out is also its 480p IPS display. It has fantastic colors and great pixel density. So classics like on the Game Boy Advance look stellar on this. I've been playing Legend of Zelda Minish Cap, and it looks fantastic on this. Combined with its analog controls, it's been a dream to play on. Not only can this play the older retro titles, it can play newer stuff as well, like PSP or even PlayStation 1 consoles. And that is where these little fellas come in. These are like Joy-Con joysticks, except they're actually recessed into the body, so putting it in your pocket doesn't feel like a sin. They're really good, tactile, and you get the full range of motion. You can also click them in as extra buttons, and it's really good to map hotkeys to them. I've been enjoying a few titles on this device recently, like the Minish Cap on Game Boy Advance, Liberty City Stories on the PSP, and Super Mario Kart 64 on the Nintendo 64. All of them run great on this little device. The analog sticks make it great for games like the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation consoles. Another standout feature of this device is the battery life. It has a 35 mAh battery that gets you about 8 hours of usage out of it, and in my experience I can get 9 or 10 if I only play GBA games. One of the really kind of wacky things about this is that the SD card actually holds the operating system. Now that might sound a little weird at first, and that's because it is. If you want to put a new operating system on this, it's as easy as putting the SD card in your computer, dragging a new operating system on there, and putting it back in your device. Bam! You have a new operating system. It's really that easy. Now what that means is that you can change the operating system to something you want. There are a few operating systems to choose from. The one to shift with is Emulec, and that's not entirely legal because Emulec has a few clauses against shipping devices with that. But you can also get operating systems such as ArcOS, Batocera, and 351elec. 351elec is a fork of Emulec that was designed specifically for this device, and it runs like a dream. You don't need to know much about coding or software or anything like that. It's just plug and play. It's great for this device. Then you have ArcOS. ArcOS is really great if you are a power user. You know what you want and you know how to do it. It's incredibly powerful, but it can also be a bit daunting at times. There's also Batocera. It's not entirely fleshed out yet, but it's a really solid option if you're willing to deal with a few bugs here and there and some dropped saves. Personally, I use 351elec. It runs games beautifully and doesn't compromise when it comes to power efficiency or power on the GPU. It's a really good balance of the two. Alright, so as of the filming of this, with all these features, you can purchase this on Amazon right now for about $100, and it comes preloaded with 2,500 games. It also has all the emulators that you need, and everything that you need to get it up and running right out of the box, which is great for people who don't want the hassle of just dealing with it. They just want to turn it on and start gaming right away. Personally, one of my biggest use cases for this is on road trips. This device has a great screen with great viewing angles. It does great in direct sunlight. So on a long road trip, you can game for 9 hours worry-free. Even if the sun's coming directly through the window, you can see what's going on game perfectly fine. You won't be squinting or trying to get the perfect viewing angle at all. It's a really solid option for road trips, and that's one of my favorite use cases for it. Some other really great use cases for this could be just keeping it in your bag, and say you're going to a meeting and people aren't showing up on time, you can just whip it out in game for 5 minutes while you wait for the room to fill. It's great for that. It has a sleep feature that works really well, so you don't have to worry about trying to hit save before someone notices that you pulled this out. Another one is on the train. Say you have a commute somewhere, you can whip this out, play your whole commute, and know that you have the battery life for the commute back. Okay, so we've heard everything there is to hear about this. What's the verdict? This is definitely a very solid device. It's probably the best one at this price point, and if you have the budget for it, I'd say it's definitely worth considering. It has a lot of features, great build quality, a lot of accessories such as a screen protector, charge cable, and Wi-Fi dongle, and plenty of capability to play all of the retro games that you could ever dream of. It has a lot of community support, and it even has its own subreddit. So if you ever have any questions, there's a strong community willing to help you answer your questions. Alright everyone, I think that wraps it up for this video. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to leave them down below. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this one, hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified of when the next video comes out. Until then, peace.